Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Shayla, and it is so nice to meet you. I'm glad you were here. Champ is gonna be doing a Q&A today, aren't you, Champ? If you guys haven't met Champ, which I know most of my vlog viewers have, but this is Champ, my puppy. He'll be 10 months old in 3 days. In 3 days. He is a Field Springer Spaniel, for those of you who want to know his breed, but he is the cuddliest, sweetest, most clingy dog known to man. So if I had kept that door shut, he would just be sitting there waiting for me to come out. So he's gonna join us today as I answer some questions. So I know it's been a minute since I have posted on YouTube, and I am so sorry about that. I feel like I'm always apologizing for that. But you know, y'all, life happens, and there are seasons of life where you are busier than when you're not. So I just, you know, YouTube went on the back burner because work and life and marriage and all that fun stuff is more important than filming a YouTube video. So because it's been a while, I thought it'd be a good idea to film a personal Q&A. And that's just because I feel like we need to catch up. We need to chat a little bit, talk about some things, I'll answer some juicy questions, and we can just have a fun time today. I'm gonna start out with some more easy questions and things that aren't so juicy, and then kind of work my way up to things that are a little bit more scandalous, if you will. So I'm getting a lot of questions regarding my half marathon that I ran yesterday. So I'm gonna go ahead and just read out the questions so that way I can answer all of them in kind of one segment. So I have questions saying, how are you feeling post-race? What is your fitness plan after you have ran this marathon? What's the recovery like the day after? How does it feel to have accomplished the half marathon goal? I'm so happy for you. First of all, thank you. My DMs were so flooded with congratulations and just really uplifting positive messages from you guys yesterday. So thank you so much. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I kind of posted my training plan, my half marathon journey. So if you guys aren't familiar with who I am and where I come from a very high achieving sports family. My mom was an Olympic gymnast and my dad played football in college. My husband also played football in college. And then I also have 3 younger sisters, and 3 out of the 4 of us were collegiate gymnasts in college. So big sports family. I feel like my whole life sports has kind of been my identity. So when I graduated college in 2017 and sports wasn't in my life anymore, I was like, what the heck am I gonna do? So I've been trying to, you know, come up with fitness goals here and there, physical fitness goals, you know, things that I was missing in that kind of competitive environment. December came around of last year and I was like, you know what, I need to come up with some New Year's goals. I don't like to say New Year's resolutions because I feel like New Year's goals are more of a tangible kind of thing, and I really wanted tangible goals to set in my calendar, very type A, so I could work my way, do a training plan or whatever it needs to be to get to that goal. And one of them was to run a half marathon. And you're probably asking me why I ever would decide to do that, and that's because I was terrible at running. I sucked at running, and I always admired, you know, women, especially women who would just like run 7 miles like it was no big deal, and I'm over here like running 2 and dying. I use the Nike Run Club app, which I get a ton of questions on my Instagram. I'll post a picture of what it looks like here, but I just followed their program. I did a 10-week program. I started in last week in December, and my race was yesterday, the 6th of March. I really excelled at being able to see that training plan for me so I could check off the boxes. Champ, stop. It all was going great until 2 weeks prior to the race. So 2 weeks prior was Wyatt's birthday, and I decided to surprise him with a trip to Florida. So we flew to Florida, and when we flew back, my knee was the size of a grapefruit. It was awful. It was in so much pain. I had tweaked something in it, and flying was making it 10 times worse. So I had to take an entire week off of training 2 weeks before the race. So I was like, I don't even know if this is gonna happen. And then I looked at the weather reports, and it was supposed to be thunderstorms all day yesterday. So I was like, why can I just run this race? Why do I have to be in pain? Why is the weather against me? But I beat all the odds and I ran it. And my goal wasn't just to run it. My goal was to run it the whole time without stopping one time, without walking at all. That was my goal. And y'all, your girl did it. It takes a lot for me to be proud of myself. I'm one of those high achiever personalities, type A, you name it, I'm that, was something that I was extremely proud of myself for. And I was actually impressed with my pace. It's gonna sound really slow to a lot of you guys, but I ran it in 2 hours and 5 minutes and 55 seconds. So I had about an average pace, I think, of like 9:35 or something like that. It was just so fun to be able to cross that finish line. I actually cried running through it because I was just so excited about finishing. And I'll post a little video here of my mom recording me running through. Excuse her screaming and stuff, but she knows how hard I worked at this. So I'll show you guys this little video. So as you can see, I'm so happy to run through. I actually saw the finish line and just like sprinted through it. So I just feel really proud of myself, very accomplished, and I cannot believe I just ran 13.1 miles yesterday. Like, what? Another question was, what shoes did I wear? I got a lot of questions about that. I'll go grab them real quick, actually. So these are the shoes that I wore. I wore them all throughout my training and through this half marathon. They're the Brooks Adrenaline GTS 22, and y'all, best shoes ever. Got no shin splints, got no feet problems. My knees had issues, but that's just because I tore my ACL in college, so it's been like that ever since, and there's not gonna be a shoe that's gonna fix my knee. But this is my medal that I got yesterday for finishing. It has these cool little doors. It's very intense. I didn't expect to get a medal that was like this, but I ran the Run the Alamo half marathon, so just really proud of this thing. And I just can't thank you guys enough for all the love and support throughout that journey and following me along with all my posts and rants and raves about running, and if I had a good day or a bad day. It was really neat to document. I'm excited to look at that in the future and get re-inspired. But as far as the day after, so today, I am sore. I'm definitely sore. When you run a race like that and you've never ran that in that kind of atmosphere, especially with all those people, it was quite intense. All my adrenaline was going and I started kind of quick. So I'm definitely sore, I think, just from that kind of aspect, but my knees hurt from my tendonitis, of course, because of my surgery that I had. But my calves hurt because there were way more hills than I expected on my half marathon. Definitely sore, but drinking a lot of water, a lot of fluids, and eating. I indulged in pizza last night, so I'm gonna kind of clean it up today. I don't know if I would run another race. I don't want to think about that right now, just because of how intense that the training was. It was so much fun, but y'all, I don't think my knees can handle much more of that. Just because of my torn ACL, I have issues with it anyways. I know I need to get surgery on it at some point. It's just like not right, but y'all, it'd be nice if I was pain-free. Y'all, if I was pain-free, I'd sign up for another one tomorrow. So I hope I answered all the questions as far as my half marathon went and accomplishing that goal. I had a lot of questions on that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into some different questions. Okay, I have a lot of questions on waiting until marriage, and I always do when I ask questions for these personal Q&As. So if you guys aren't familiar with me or my channel, my husband and I waited until marriage to have sex. We waited to move in with each other as well, and my dog is trying to get something under the bed. I couldn't tell you what it is. So I have a lot of questions regarding kind of these kind of topics, so I'll just kind of walk through them and kind of make them all like one, kind of like the previous subject I talked about. Did waiting until marriage make a difference? Is it worth it? I've gotten a lot of questions like that. Short answer is yes, 110%. It is the best decision I have ever made besides choosing Jesus. I cannot beg you girls more enough to wait until marriage if that's something that you're interested in doing. It is so worth it. Coming from me, a girl who experienced it herself, it is so worth it. There's something so sacred about waiting till your wedding night. But not only is it sacred and it's, you know, of the Lord and whatever you want to put it faith-wise, which it is all those things, it makes your wedding 10 times more exciting to plan, 10 times more exciting for the day to come. You're just so excited for all these things because you've saved all these things, this brand new chapter in your book of life that you haven't opened yet. You know, waiting to move in with each other, waiting to have sex, waiting to combine incomes, waiting to change your name. Like, all of these things were just this brand new chapter once you get married, and just made everything 10 times more exciting and new and fresh. And everyone always told me that the first year of marriage was the hardest, but for us it was the most fun. It is brand new. It is just so exciting. It's so much fun. There's so many new things to see and to do now that you're together and now that you're a family and you're one. It was just the best decision I could have made. I got another question. I'm gonna read it. I can't remember like what it exactly was, but it had to do with something about how did you guys decide not to move in with each other? What was the discussion with Wyatt that you had when you didn't want to live together before marriage? Money-wise would have been very easy and great to move in with each other, but for me personally, moving in with my boyfriend when we were just dating was not something I ever considered, and not even from a faith perspective, but y'all, from a mental health perspective. I can't imagine moving in with your boyfriend and combining incomes. You're on the same lease, all of your stuff's intertwined, you come home to him every single night, and what if you break up? Then what do you do? Like, are you supposed to just like take yourself off the lease? Like, I don't even know. That would stress me out too much. Also, I didn't want to put any pressure on Wyatt to ever feel like he had to propose because I moved in with him. Like, I never wanted like this weird underlying resentment with that. As far as the conversation, when we first started talking, even before we started dating and it became a romantic kind of thing, we laid down all the guidelines and what we wanted in this relationship and how we wanted this to work. I was very clear about my intentions with him. I said, I hate this whole talking thing. You're either gonna date me or you're not. I'm also like very forward. That's just how I am. But I'm not a girl that likes to waste my time. And I was a girl that always wanted to date to marry, not just date to date. And I saw a future with him, but if he didn't see a future with me, I needed to know. And if he didn't, then I'd just move on, you know? But obviously he did. We laid everything out. We talked about how we don't want to have sex or move in with each other or make important decisions while we were dating because of one another, which is something that I am so glad that we did. If you guys aren't aware of us, I am a year older than Wyatt. We both went to Baylor University, and so he had his last year of football, and during that time I moved to Houston. I got a job at the Texans. I was an event coordinator, which was so much fun. And so while he was in college, he studied finance and economics. Mind you, we're just dating. I was like, you're gonna come to Houston, and then we can, you know, be in the same city. You can be a financial advisor here and whatever. And so he went to interviews, and he went to interviews other places, and ended up falling in love with Boerne, Texas, which is where we are now, and accepted the job there. And he was like, Shayla, I just feel like the Lord is calling me to Boerne. This has nothing to do with you. I just feel that God has that in my heart, that that's where I need to be. Was that hard? Yes, but it wasn't a personal attack on me. It was just that was the best choice and the best fit for him. And y'all, couldn't be more happy that we are here and not in Houston. That's just an example of why I like the idea of waiting until marriage till you move in with each other, because you can be more independent. You can have jobs elsewhere. You can do what's best for you before deciding to get married, if that makes any sense. I hope it does. In my head it does. What are you most proud of to this day? I love this question. It really made me think. What I'm most proud of to this day would be our marriage, Wyatt and I's marriage. I think we've done a really good job figuring each other out. Hey, no. I think we've done a really good job figuring each other out communication-wise. I think our communication is perfect. Just the way that we know how to deal with each other and call each other out and call ourselves out for things has just been such an amazing journey. Definitely difficult when you're trying to figure somebody else out like that, but y'all, I'm just so proud of how far we've come in our marriage, how much closer we are, how deep our marriage is, and how we're just each other's, you know, life partners, soulmates, just best friends. I'm just proud of it. I don't know. Okay, tons of questions on kids. When are you having kids? Are you pregnant? Do you plan on getting pregnant this year? No. Obviously, I know that I can't literally, which I wish I could, flip a switch and be like, okay, pregnant now. If I could have a switch and pick when I was gonna be pregnant, I would say about 2 years. Wyatt and I talk about this all the time. We definitely want kids. We have a full-blown baby name list ready to go. Like, we know we want kids. We want that family. We do want that. But, you know, we're both 26. Right now, we've been married for 2 years, and I just feel like, why rush it, you know? I feel like in about 2 years, we'll like seriously have a talk about it and figure out like what we want to do. But we desperately want to travel, but because of all the restrictions right after we got married, we haven't been able to. Hopefully the travel situation gets better so we can travel. So we love just our life right now, just him and I and our puppy and Jasper, and it's just been easy. It's easy, it's fun. We can pick up and go wherever we want when we want, you know? And I don't know. I just feel like we're not ready yet. I feel like the Lord will let us know when we're ready. And obviously that's if Lord willing that we can conceive. And I know that, you know, pregnancy and fertility is a really sensitive topic, and I don't know anything about it because never tried to have a kid, never had a kid, so I don't know much about it. So I want to be very sensitive when I answer that question. But in a dream world, if everything was perfect fertility-wise, I would pick 2 years. Who do you attribute your work ethic and go-getter attitude to? Well, I really appreciate that you think that my attitude is like that. It's not always like that. I actually am a very impulsive person. I am a very fast acting, knee-jerk reaction type of person, and my husband is not. So it makes us a perfect pair, but I appreciate that. I would say my work ethic is really good. I think that's just, you know, comes from my family atmosphere, my mom and my dad. My mom worked her tail off when we were kids and traveled all around the United States and world doing speeches. She's a motivational speaker. And I guess I just always admired that. I admire a schedule and, you know, that discipline that comes with gymnastics or just sports in general. So I think it's just the atmosphere I grew up in, honestly. Pretty high achieving atmosphere to grow up in when you're a kid. That is going to be all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you guys are new here and you liked this video and you want to see more from me, go ahead and subscribe so you can get notified when I post a video. Sorry, I keep looking over here. I'm just seeing what Champ's doing. If you guys like these kind of sit-down Q&As with me, let me know in the comments down below, and let me know what kind of videos you'd rather see from me. I feel like these videos get a lot more views than my vlogs do, but I'll do whatever. I just like editing and talking to you guys. So let me know what you would like to see from me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.